Good afternoon, everyone. Today's webinar will be reviewing the e-learning course for the CMCA. My name is Laura Lozano, and I am the Credentialing Associate here at CAMICB.
And my name is Karina May, and I'm one of the webinar administrators here at CAMICB.
All right, and I just wanted to let everyone know that throughout the presentation, you're welcome to send any questions using the questions feature on the toolbar. We also have this e-learning course review presentation as a PDF file, which you can also find on the toolbar. And with that, Karina, let's go ahead and start with what is the e-learning course?
Sure. So the CMCA Examination Preparation e-learning course is a free on-demand study resource designed for CMCA candidates to strengthen their standardized test-taking skills and prepare them for the CMCA exam. It is not, however, a comprehensive overview of the knowledge areas, but rather should be considered a component to your overall study plan. We also want to include this disclaimer. Completion of this course is not required in order to become eligible to sit for the CMCA examination, and it does not guarantee a passing score on the exam. Use of this course is optional, and it's not required to take this course in order to take the CMCA exam.
And where can the course be found?
The CMCA Examination Preparation e-learning course can be found online on our website at camicb.org by selecting the Exam Preparation e-learning option from the Exam Preparation menu dropdown.
Okay, and how does this fit in with the overall study plan?
This course is a great starting point for your exam preparation journey because it creates the foundation for you to prepare for your exam because it reviews a number of items, including first, what the exam will look like. So literally what the exam is going to look like in terms of what the questions will look like, what it's going to look like when you go into the testing center, and so forth. It will also go over what content is going to be covered. It will cover the 6 knowledge areas and what they are as to what topics are going to be included on the exam. And it will also teach you how to evaluate your current knowledge of community association management. And lastly, it will really help you learn how to utilize the other existing study materials that CAMICB offers. The CMCA Examination e-learning course is just one of many resources and study materials that we have available to CMCA candidates. And the e-learning course does a great job reviewing what those other items are and how you can utilize them in your journey.
And how is this course structured?
The course is comprised of 8 modules, and the modules are divided into 2 distinct sections. The first section is composed of modules 1 through 4 and review the exam format and creating a preparation plan. The second section is composed of modules 5 through 8 and reviews subjects that have traditionally been more challenging for candidates. These topics are key areas and include risk management and insurance, financial controls, and governance, legal, and ethical conduct. This course is available on demand for you to complete at your own pace, so you can structure this course into your schedule however you want. You can complete this in a week or over the course of a couple months. It's all up to you and what your schedule allows. Now, Laura, why is there so much emphasis on studying in this course?
So this course was created in response to a desire from candidates for a structured online course. Since many candidates have not taken a standardized time exam in a long time, the most common request was for a review of exam test taking strategies and content overview. And we here at CAMICB are committed to providing the tools and resources necessary for candidates to succeed on the exam.
Okay, and now we'll move on to how do I complete the course?
The course is available on demand and has no time limit, so you can complete the course at your own pace. Each section on average should take less than 25 minutes to complete. The first sections for modules 1 through 4, we recommend to complete in chronological order to get the most out of the information. The second section for modules 5 through 8, reviews distinctly separate knowledge areas and can be completed in any order. It's entirely up to you how you would like to complete the course. This is just a suggestion on how to complete the course from our point of view.
All right, now let's move on to the modules. We'll start with Module 1 here.
So in Module 1, we go through an introduction. You'll learn from current CMCAs what worked when preparing for the exam and what did not. You'll find out common misconceptions about the CMCA, and you'll also learn how to approach the multiple choice questions on the CMCA exam.
All right, and then Module 2.
In Module 2, you will go over devising a study plan. In Part 1, you'll learn how to create a study plan that is unique to your experience level and learning style. You'll get an in-depth review of the topics that will be covered in the exam, and you'll participate in a self-assessment exercise to determine which topics to prioritize in next training.
All right, and Module 3.
The third module is a continuation of the second module, which is entitled Devising a Study Plan, Part 2. Here, you'll learn how to put your study plan into action. You'll find our tips on how to most effectively use your time. And you'll also take a closer look at those other study resources available to you that I mentioned earlier.
And from there, Module 4.
Module 4 is going to review test taking strategies. So you'll learn how to maximize your potential on exam day. You'll find out how to taking practice exams can help improve your performance on exam day. You'll also learn test taking strategies to help overcome test anxiety, and you'll also see what to expect when you go into the actual testing center.
And lastly, Modules 5 through 8.
Modules 5 through 8 are the modules where you'll review the key knowledge areas as well as the final review. In these modules, you'll apply your knowledge to simulated scenarios as a community association manager and what the industry best practices reports will be. So for example, in Module 5, you'll review risk management and insurance. In Module 6, you'll do financial controls. In Module 7, you'll review governance, legal and ethical conduct. And in Module 8, you'll review looking back and looking forward, which is the conclusion module. All right, now we'll move on to frequently asked questions. So I'll ask Karina a couple of these questions, and afterwards, you're welcome to submit any questions that you have, and we will take a few minutes to answer those as well. So Karina, will a manager receive a grade for completing this course?
No, so the CMCA examination e-learning course is meant as a study tool, so it is not graded.
Are you required to complete the course?
So all of our study materials, including the CMCA examination e-learning course, are all optional.
And can continuing education credits be earned through this course?
No, unfortunately, this course is not eligible for continuing education for the CMCA or for any other program.
Then what if our local CAI chapter is offering a CMCA prep class? Are they the same thing?
No. So the CMCA exam preparation e-learning course was created by CAMICB. For CMCA candidates, all CMCA prep classes and study sessions offered by local CAI chapters are created by those chapters and are not endorsed by CAMICB.
And if there are any questions, who can they contact?
So if you have any questions about the course, about the study materials, or just general questions about the CMCA, you can contact us at info@camicb.org.
All right, now, do you want to take a couple of questions?
Sure, let me go ahead and take a look. All right. So the first question from Christina, will this presentation be available for us after?
Absolutely. The recording and presentation will be available on our website, CAMICB, on webinars under webinar archives.
All right, let's see. I have another question from Aaliyah. What is the cost of this course?
This is a free study resource that we offer for all candidates who are interested in preparing for the CMCA exam, so it doesn't have any cost.
Great, thank you. And then Sherry has a question. Is the study material for the CMCA close to the M100 class?
So the M100 course, it's one of the different resources that we offer, and the e-learning course, it's another one, same as the M100, practice exam, Quizlet, and so on.
And I think just to tag on to that, the M100 is actually satisfies one of the prerequisite requirements if you are going the education route, whereas this course is a free study tool. So they're a little bit different. All right, moving on. Jason has a question. How many times can you take this e-learning course?
You can take it as many times as you want, Jason.
And Chuck would like to know, are there any links to the study materials?
So when you go to the CAMICB website, you will find the exam preparation tab, and you will see all the different resources that we offer to prepare for the CMC exam.
And I think, Emma, I see your question here about any recommended study tools in tandem, so that kind of ties into that. Nathaniel would like to know, how and where do I take this course again?
It is available online on CAMICB website. You can simply go to exam preparation and you'll find a link to register for this e-learning course.
And then Waleed is asking, is the e-learning course the same as the CMCA study kit?
It is not. The CMCA study kit, it's another resource that we offer. The e-learning, it's an online course that you can complete.
Thank you, Laura. And then Diane asks, is there a grade once you take the real test, and what is the passing grade or score?
I believe you're referring to the actual CMCA exam. So yes, there is a passing score. I believe from 100 being the lowest, 800 being the highest, and the passing score it's 600.
Great, thank you. And then Kelly would like to know, is the exam offered in pencil paper format or administered electronically?
Previously, the CMCA exam was offered in pencil and paper format, but is no longer offered like that. It is an in-person exam, and it's at one of the Pearson VUE testing centers.
Thank you. And then Wesley has a question about the CMCA study guide. It says it has many areas to study. Where can we get more information on those areas to study?
Okay, so this is a very general question, Wesley. So if you just want to go ahead and follow up with us with an email to info@kimicb.org, we can give you the best answer to that.
Thank you. And then let's see, Bernard is asking, is it possible to get a detailed result from a past exam?
Bernard, is this referring to getting detailed resource from past CMCA exam or from the exam from the e-learning course?
Yeah, I think we need a little clarification on the question. So if you could type that in, that would be helpful. Let's see. And then Pratik would like to know, can we get a certificate after taking the exam?
Again, are you asking about a certificate for the e-learning course or for the CNCA exam? If it's for the CNCA exam, after you have passed the exam, you will receive a hard copy certificate, and you will receive your certificate number as well.
All right, let's see who else is here. Another question about if they're free. I think for anyone who didn't hear us earlier, the e-learning course is a free tool that's available on the CAMICB website. What else here? Is the CMCA test an open book test, or can we use our notes, or is it closed book? This is from
It is,
Stephanie.
yeah, it is a closed book exam. You're not allowed to bring any notes, any book to your exam appointment.
All right, and let's see. And Bernard has mentioned that he was referring to the CMCA exam. So I think it sounds like he's asking if you take the exam,
Mhm.
if you've already, is there a way to get your detailed results, like how well you did in what areas or what you should maybe kind of focus on more? Does it go into that level of detail?
Unfortunately not. We're not allowed to give any details about your performance on the exam. The only communication you will receive after you have taken the exam is your passing score, or you're going to receive a pass or fail results.
All right. And then Jeff has a question. How many questions are on the actual exam?
Jeff, so the exam, you'll have 120 questions, and it is a 2.5 hours exam.
Thank you. And then Wesley has another question about the actual exam. Are you able to skip questions and go back before submitting, or do you submit sections throughout the exam for the entire exam?
Okay, I believe, I'm not 100% sure. I'm sorry, Wesley, and you might want to send me an email about this so I can confirm this information for you. But I believe you're able to go back and revise your questions before submitting.
All right, thank you. And then Eric has a question. If you do not pass the exam, do you have to wait a certain amount of time before you can retake it?
No, usually after you have taken the exam and you have failed, we will receive your results from Pearson VUE for all the candidates who took the exam. So it'll take about 3 to 5 business days for us to upload that information, and then you're able to access the online retake application. But usually there's not like a limit after you have taken the exam. You don't have to wait that long, like a month, 6 months, or a year. You can basically sign up right away.
All right, and then Lita would like to know, how much does it cost to take the CMCA exam?
So the CMC exam is $360.
All right. And then Waleed is asking, where can I find the practice questions or practice exam?
Yeah, so Walid, all the information it's on the CAMICB website under exam preparation. You'll find a link for the e-learning course that we just talked about today on this webinar, and you'll also find a link to register for the practice exam. I just wanted to add that maybe if you're having issues trying to find that information, please send us an email at info@camicb, and I can send you a link to our website.
Great, thank you very much. And then Nuvia would like clarification on the difference between the e-learning course versus the CMCA, just to confirm that this e-learning course is designed to help candidates study for the CMCA. So that's
Well, the
correct.
e-learning course, yeah, the e-learning course is just one of the many different study resources that we offer. So it will help you study and prepare for the exam. But I just wanted to clarify that passing this e-learning or completing the e-learning course is not going to guarantee that you're going to pass the CMC exam.
Right. And Laura, you just mentioned this is one of many study resources. I see a question from Joseph about what other materials should be reviewed aside from the Quizlet and the e-learning course. And we do have a full page on the website dedicated to study materials and resources. All right, let's see. We have a few more questions here and a few more minutes. Chantel would like to know, after you sign up for the test and have a date set, if you have to reset due to a problem, so I guess if you have to reschedule, is that allowed since you have 12 months to take it?
Absolutely. So you can cancel your exam appointment and reschedule it for a different date. The only thing is if you're trying to cancel your exam appointment 24 hours before your exam appointment, you won't be able to do that. But if you have scheduled your exam, let's say for next week, you can contact Pearson VUE today, cancel, and reschedule it for another date.
Okay, and then I have a few questions here from a few people about if you fail the exam, do you have to pay to take it again?
Yes. Every time you reapply for the CMCA exam, the fee is $200.
Okay. And then so once you get your 1-year window, you apply, you've got 12 months. And then I have a question here about paying, like after you pay, does that extend the 12 months or you're within the 12 months?
Yeah, every time you submit a new retake application and pay the $200 retake fee, you're going to be authorized for another whole year.
Okay, great. Thank you for clarifying that. And then a couple questions about finding resources. Can you send the link to the practice test? Can you send the link to the e-learning course?
Yeah, so for those of you who would like a link, I will appreciate if you can send us an email to info@camicb.org requesting a link for the practice exam or the e-learning course, and we can get back to you with the link.
Great. Thanks, Laura. And I first suggest everybody, so the website's pretty easy to navigate. And if you go to the main menu, there are some drop downs for CMCA exam preparation. So if you don't find it there, then of course, go ahead and send us an email. All right, let's see. We're right at 3:30. I'll take another question just since we started a little late, but we are coming to the end here and the end to the list of our questions. So Diana has asked, is there a charge for the online course? And so I'm guessing for this e-learning course.
It is not. It is a free online e-learning course.
And then with this course, Katie has asked, do we receive a printed study guide like we receive for the M100?
Unfortunately not. This is an online resource, so everything is online and it cannot be printed like the M100 book you received.
All right, and then Blanca has a question about dates available. I think they're in the McAllen area. How can
Mhm.
people find dates available to take the test?
Yeah, so you will need to contact Pearson View directly and they will help you find out the closest testing center to you and the available dates for your desired week, let's say. And I also wanted to add that Pearson View will not give you information about available dates until you have submitted an application and you have been authorized. So once you submit your application to take the CMC exam and you have been approved, you're going to be receiving a Humbrol ID code that is unique to you. Once you have that code, you can contact Pearson View and they can assist you with dates and also testing center locations. But if you're just calling them just to find out dates available, they won't be able to give you that information.
Okay, because I had another question here about, it looks like someone did get authorized to test, and the soonest
Mhm.
is October. So are all their available dates online, or can they call and see if there's anything else, that's not online?
Both. They can find that information online, or I understand that some people cancel at the last minute, so that date becomes available. So I will say contact Pearson View, just call them and give them your information. So as soon as they have any open available date, they can let you know. They can contact you and let you know so you can sign up for that date.
Great, thank you. And that Pearson View information is on our website as well, is that correct?
And it is also included on the authorization to test email you received after you have been approved.
Great, thanks. And then Aaliyah would like to know, is there a way to find others who are studying to do group study sessions?
So like we mentioned on this webinar, we do not offer any group study sessions, but your local CI chapter might be offering this study session. So go ahead and contact your local CI chapter to find out if they have any group study.
All right. And it looks like we're at the end here. Let's leave it open for one more minute. I see a couple of people signing off and then a couple of thank yous here at the end. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. So we've got 2 more minutes. Oh, Julie is asking, can you please give us the email again if we have questions?
Absolutely. So it's going to be info, INFO, at CAMICB, which is the name of our organization, .org. And I believe it's at the bottom of this presentation. You will see it on the blue, at the bottom.
Yeah, the blue bar. All right, and then let's see. So I see one last question here, and then we're going to have to sign off. So thank you, everyone. But the last question I see is from Ariel. I have a learning disability. Can I get my test untimed?
Yes, we do offer accommodation for these tests. Um, so again, we will appreciate if you can send us an email and we'll get back to you with that application. It's an application that you need to fill out and then send it back with the application.
All right. Well, with that, we are at 3:35 right now, and so we are going to be closing out. So thank you everyone for joining us today. Laura, do you have any final items to mention before we close out here?
Yeah, so I was just going to say, if you have any other extra questions, please send us an email, info@camicb.org, and we'll be happy to assist you.
Great. Have a nice afternoon, everyone, and thanks again for joining us.